Hey there, this is from A to Disney. I'm Justin. With all the parks being closed now for precautionary measures for the coronavirus, I thought it would be kind of good to go back in time and share with you all the different times that the parks have been closed. So let's start with Disneyland. Disneyland has been closed 3 different times. The first time is in November 1963. This was the day after JFK was assassinated. Now we kind of already talked about that in our President's Day video. I'll leave a link up here somewhere about that if you want to check out that President's Day video. But it was closed for the National Day of Mourning for JFK. Now the second time that Disneyland was closed was in January of 1994, and this was because of the Northridge earthquake. It was a 6.7 magnitude earthquake, so Disney had to close for a day and make sure everything was running smoothly. The third time Disneyland had to close was for September 11th. And they had just received news of the terrorist attack, so workers were already getting ready for the day, but they quickly shut down the park. Now each of these closures was for only one day. Many people think that Disneyland was closed when Walt passed away, but it actually wasn't, because not many people knew about his passing until it happened after, so it continued on as scheduled. One thing to note, that the longest streak of going to Disneyland just ended because of this closure. A man named Jeff had gone to the park 2,995 times. Now over at Disney World, most of the closures are due to hurricanes, because they are just right along the East Coast that get the hurricane weather. The first one was in September 1999, and that was Hurricane Floyd. The next closure was September 11th, and the park had already been opened at Disney World, so cast members formed a human chain and had to literally force people out of the park. In 2004, there were 3 hurricanes, one in August and 2 in September, that caused a couple days closures. And then the latest hurricane was back in September of 2019. Now over in Disneyland Paris, it had only closed one time before this, and it was in November 2015, and it was during the Paris attack, so it was actually closed for a couple days just to make sure that the city was safe. Over in Hong Kong Disneyland, it had only closed one time before the coronavirus outbreak, and that was in September 2018. It was during the typhoon. Over in Tokyo Disney, it had closed 2 times before. The first one was March 2011, and this was when there was the big earthquake, tsunami. Now the park had been closed for 47 days because of so much damage. I think the earthquake was a 9.9 magnitude, which is really strong, and so they had to take some time to rebuild. They also had to wait for the city to kind of rebuild itself as well. And during that time, a lot of the workers went and did volunteer work to help. And just recently, October 2019, it was closed again for another typhoon. Then over in Shanghai, it had only been closed one other time in August of 2019, and this was for a typhoon as well. I know a lot of us are anxious to get back into the parks, and we'll just have to wait and see and wait for the outbreak to be done with. And while we're waiting, we'll try to provide as much Disney-related content as we can. Hence our saying that we always have at the end of each video, whether at home or at the park. And right now we can't go to the park, so we'll make sure to make at home as Disney as possible. Let us know how you are handling the Disney closures, or what you're doing Disney at home, or let us know what Disney content you want to see from us while you wait for the parks to open. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to check out our social channels. We do a lot of different quizzes, trivias, posts, and remember, whether at home or at the park, make every day a Disney day.